There's a new housing bill you've probably seen called the biggest housing legislation in decades, and it just became law. So if you're thinking about buying or selling, you're asking what a lot of my clients are asking me right now. Okay, what does this actually mean for me? I've been doing this a while, and I'll be honest with you, most of the time, what happens in Washington doesn't change all that much for the person sitting across from me trying to buy their first home or sell the house they raised their kids in. This one's a little bit different though, because it's big and it touches a lot of pieces all at once. It's called the 21st Century Road to Housing Act, and it recently became law. It passed both the House and the Senate with strong bipartisan support, and the National Association of Realtors backed it. So our own industry helped get it across the finish line. So let me walk you through what's actually in it and what it means for you. So what's actually in it? The simplest way to think about this bill is that it's mostly about one thing, and that's building more homes. For years now, the real problem under high prices has been that we just don't have enough houses to go around. And here in Fort Wayne, where we've grown so fast, we know that story very well. So a big chunk of this bill is about making it easier and faster to build. It cuts down on some of the red tape and environmental review steps that slow new construction. And it creates grants for towns that come up with pre-approved home designs, so builders aren't starting from scratch every time. And it steers more federal dollars toward the communities that actually build more housing. None of that is flashy, but supply is the thing that's been missing, and most of this bill points right at that. Now, here's the part that's gotten the most attention, and here it actually hits closer to home than in a lot of other markets. The law puts new limits on the big corporate investors, those giant firms that buy up hundreds of single-family homes to turn into rentals. If one of those companies already owns at least 350 houses, they can't keep buying more. Nationally, those big investors are about 3% of the market, which is a lot. I want to give you the honest, both sides picture though. The upside is it could ease some of the competition families have felt against those all-cash investor offers. The flip side some people raise is that big investors sometimes buy and fix up homes, so limiting them could tighten supply in some spots. Worth knowing though, the final law carves out exceptions for investors building or renovating homes specifically to rent. So it ended up more targeted than the early headlines might have suggested. It's a real change, and here in Fort Wayne, it's worth watching closely. There are also a few pieces in here aimed right at making it a little easier to actually become a homeowner, and a couple of these are worth knowing about. One makes manufactured homes cheaper to build by removing an old requirement, and experts think that could knock somewhere in the range of $5,000 to $10,000 off the cost. If you've ever considered that path, that matters. There's also a push to expand smaller mortgages, the under $100,000 loans that have gotten weirdly hard to get lately. And for our veterans, we've got a big veteran community here in Fort Wayne. The bill adds clearer disclosures so VA loan benefits are easier to understand and compare. None of these grab headlines, but they're the kind of practical changes that can actually help a real buyer. So who actually benefits, and what should you take away from all this? The honest answer is that this bill is built for the long game, not for the next month, and it's designed to help get more homes built over the coming years, and that's good news for pretty much everybody, because more supply is what eventually takes pressure off these high prices. I want to be straight with you about what it won't do. It doesn't hand buyers a check, it doesn't lower your mortgage rate, and Congress doesn't actually control rates anyway. It also doesn't put up a single house by itself. Most of the real building decisions still happen at the local level right here. So if you're a buyer, the takeaway is that this is a step toward more choices down the road. If you're a seller, none of this changes what your home is really worth today. What moves your number is still what it's always been: your home, your timing, and your local market. So here's what I leave you with. A big national headline, it is interesting, but it almost never changes what's happening on your street, in your price range, with your home. That's the part I actually help with. If you've read about this bill and you're wondering what it means for your plans, whether you're buying, you're selling, or just trying to figure out if now's the time, reach out and let's talk through your specific situation. I'll always give you the straight version, same as I did just here.